Hi there. How are you? We're checking out a new angle this week. So hold on. I'm going to check the computer and see what we got. Maybe. Oh, let's see. I am perfecting this new mount. No matter what, right? So give me just a half a second. And we'll see if this is better than last week. Come on. Need it to load. Come on, come on. Things are running slow because I'm way away from the router. So. Hi, Lise. How are you? So let's see. Like I said, working on this, seeing what we're going to do. So, hopefully you can see me. Wait until it switches over. And, come on, come on. It's always something, isn't it? Hi, Jude. How are you? So I'm trying to figure out if my angle is going to work. Should be okay. Alrighty. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to do things a little bit different and then angle you down in just a second. So, couple housekeeping things before we really begin. Paper Pumpkin is turning 6. There's a bonus stamp set, and the deadline is Saturday to sign up for that. So, if you want to, go to paperpumpkin.com and get going on it. First release of Celebration, so you know what the catalogs look like. Second release of Celebration, so you know what the brochure looks like. Alright, yes, it's getting ridiculous. However, it's our biggest sale of the year. So, if we weren't ridiculous, what would we be? Well, probably like everybody else. But anyways, third release of Celebration. Okay, so on this we have a new designer series paper. And then we have a lot of products from the annual catalog as well. So you'll want to take a look at that. And then last but not least, we have Celebration Coordination. I don't know if you've seen all this. If you haven't, go to johnnydaniel.stampinup.net and go to the Celebration section when you click on Shop. So, and then you'll be able to see it all, or I can send them to you. Just let me know. So this is the coordination flyer. If you flip it over, there is a new stamp set. I don't know if you can see this or not. So there's a new stamp set, and then there's a bunch of dies and punches that go with some of the free stamps and whatnot, of course. So now we're going to angle you down. Hold on a second. We're going to see if this is better than last week. We're already doing much better, aren't we? So, that's a little bit wonky. Let's see if I can fix this really quick. Alrighty, and adjust as needed, right? Okay, so for tonight, we're going to be making a floating card. Magic tricks accepted. Yes, really though, we are going to be making a floating card. This is not going to be offered in a class because I'm doing it in tomorrow's private class. Okay, so that is what's going on. Okay, for this, you're going to need a window sheet. You are going to need whatever cardstock to mat things. You're going to need glue dots. You're going to need probably a Sharpie and a ruler or your grid paper, depending on what you want to do. You are definitely going to need a bone folder. Hey, I'm right side up. Cool. I told you I'm going to get better. It's just some days are better than others. All right. You're going to need some StazOn. I don't believe you're going to need snail, but I have it there just in case. And let's see. I used grapefruit Grove. Let me not get going so fast I can't talk. And Basic Gray, because those are the colors of my mats. I've got Amazing Life and Enjoy Life are my 2 stamp sets, which I've already put on blocks, so I am ready to go. Okay. So for this card, you will need a piece of window sheet cut for your card base, like you normally would. Okay, so this is, mine is a tiny bit short because honestly I was a ½ inch short. So it's going to look a tiny bit goofy tonight, but that is what we've got to work with, and it's okay. You're going to want to grab a rag without a lot of lint in it. So an old sock works, an old washcloth works, and I say old because there's not as much lint in it. And you're going to want to take this to clean it after you put all your fingerprints all over it to get it folded. So you're going to score like normal, except when you cut it, you're going to have to score this booger like 4 times because it's acetate and it doesn't score as well, right? And then you're going to grab your bone folder because the handle of your scissors actually makes a mark. So you want to actually grab your bone folder if you have one, so you can create a crease, okay? And then I'm gonna grab my little chamois rag here, and I'm just gonna wipe off as much fingerprint as I can. Now, what I've done with this already, because I was a little bit ahead, okay, is I've taken this and I've measured. So I find the middle of the card, okay? And then I took my Grapefruit Grove foil. I know it's no longer available, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. And I took it and I found the middle of this as well. So when I'm gluing, I can match up the crosshairs, right? So that way it's centered. Okay. And then I have another mat, and this is gonna go underneath, hence the floating with no adhesive. And then this is gonna go on the back side. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Okay, at least I hope so. All right, so in the meantime though, yes, I know I just pulled it all apart, but it is what it is. Okay, so in the meantime, I am grabbing my StazOn ink. Okay, and I'm grabbing, these are the, you know, this whole card is going to be hard to see for you guys because of the see-through, so we're going to get it though, okay? Let me see here. Let me reach across. Sorry if you got the top of my head. So that is what the card base looks like, if that helps at all. Okay. So what I've got here is I've got the little bush things out of Enjoy Life. It's not the huge one. Let me get the case. Hold on. So it's not this one, it's this one here. So I'm just going to put some touches along the bottom, and then I've got the 2 butterflies on there as well, and those 2 will be up top as some decoration. And I forgot to grab the cleaner. Hold on a sec. Gotta always forget one thing, right? Alright, so what we're doing is I'm going to throw this to the side so I don't confuse anything. Okay, and we're just going to stamp our background on here. And I should tell you, no, we're not going to glue these together, but at least you know what this looks like. So I'm just going to grab a couple corners, and that's about it that we need. Okay, so I'm going to grab this and I'm going to unfold it as carefully as I can, and I'm going to stamp. Now remember what StazOn, it's a little sticky and you tend to slide because it's on window sheet, so make sure you're right above it and you're making sure to not slide. If you push and you're not perfect, guess what? You're sliding down the page. So be very, very careful with this one. Okay, so I've got that. You want to make sure your StazOn is properly juiced, inked, whatever you want to say, because if it's not, you're going to get partial images. You also might want to grab your piercing mat, which is right here. Hold on. And stick it underneath to give a little bit more cushion while you're stamping. If you don't have a piercing mat, you can use an old mouse pad in the meantime until you can save up enough to get a piercing mat, or it finally gets to the point on your list where it's there, because I know about you, but a lot of times I'm like, Matt, no, I'm not going to do that. Why is that? Oh yeah, because I'd rather have 2 stamp sets. Just me. Okay, so we're going to grab this. Okay, so that's what I have so far. And then I'm going to grab a couple of butterflies out of my Enjoy Life. And I'm going to stamp them. Now, you might want to stamp these before you fold, but honestly, it's really hard to fold and be able to stamp. So you might want to just deal with that crease. Okay? It's up to you on what you want to do. I'm just telling you the pros and cons of it. All right, so got myself another butterfly. Let's see if that's gonna stamp or not. Okay, not so much, but it is what it is because it stays on. If you're super quick, sometimes you can get it off if it's not perfect, but I'm choosing to run with it tonight. We're just gonna say it like that. And then I'm gonna put one more over here. Okay. All right, so I've got my butterflies, I've got my little cottontails on. I don't know what they're called, but you know. All right, so I'm gonna put my StazOn away so I don't end up with anything falling in it. And then we're gonna just let this dry for a second. So what you're gonna do in the meantime is you're gonna cut, while you're waiting for that to dry, you're gonna cut your mat, and then you're gonna cut whatever you want to be the front, and this is going to sandwich with the acetate in between. And then I've also cut out of the doily dies, I've cut this and already pre-glued it on. You'll want to use your adhesive sheet so you don't have stickies like I do. Okay, so there's that. Let's see what else. I think we're good. All right, so I'm going to grab my glue dots. And I'm looking for my take your pick tool. Here we go. Okay, so I'm grabbing glue dots. Now you can press them on, but for some reason the middle of my glue dot cardboard thing is missing. I don't know, class gone haywire, you know, whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter to me. But I don't have anything to press against, so therefore, guess what I'm doing? I'm doing the take your pick tool and making it happen. Okay, so we're going to do 4 glue dots. Now, this is a really cool floating card because you actually don't see the adhesive. Okay, so we're going to grab our crosshairs. You're going to want to make sure it's upright, whatever that might be. But if you are doing words or anything, you want to make sure. Okay, alrighty. So I'm going to grab my crosshairs, and because this is acetate, guess what I get to do? Just go like this. And it should be lined up, right? At least in theory. Pretty good, huh? Okay. And then afterwards, I'm going to flip this like this and pray that that StazOn is dry. You guys will wait a little bit longer, but I don't want to. I will be honest with you. All right, and then I'm going to make sure to put the glue dots wherever the paper is because we don't want anything coming out. We don't want any peekaboos here. We want it to be clean, neat, and as if it were floating. Gee, go figure, huh? I'm going to put one more in the middle because I don't want this thing flopping around on me. So, there we go. Alrighty. And then I got to figure out where this is going to go. So for me, I cut this a 1/2 inch, so it should be a 1/4 inch on each side. Okay. So I'm just going to do this. And hopefully it'll be fine. Okay, so there's my floating card, and then there's more, of course, right? So I'm gonna grab my white, and the purpose of my white, hold on, is for me to have words inside. See, I didn't miss out. Okay, so I have life's too short to say no to cake and happy birthday. So we're gonna grab those and either center them, or if you want to sign anywhere, you want to put this up towards the top. so you have a little bit of room. That's the only disadvantage to this one. Okay, love that crisp image with the piercing mat. And then I'm gonna grab some more butterflies, but I have to clean them first, so give me just a second. Move that acetate over so I don't figure it out the hard way, right? Okay. So with the photopolymer too, the all clear stamps, you really want to clean these as quick as possible, so that way the StazOn doesn't eat them. You also want to rinse them really good after your cleaner with the Stampin' Mist or the regular cleaner to really get all of that off, because, well, you just don't want it to eat those stamps, okay? And it will if you let it sit, okay? So I'm gonna grab some butterflies and do some decorating, okay? So remember, you're leaving some room to sign. So I am just going to do a couple here and put them off to the side, so that way you have room. Remember, we're going to do odd numbers, so there's 4. Yes? Okay. And we're just going to put one in between there. And I think that's enough. If you want to do more, you're more than welcome to, but I think we're good. Alrighty. So we've got this going on, right? Okay, so now the hint is to line this up, right? So you want to put it face up so that way you know your words are correct. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to put it right here. This is the tip, all right? And we're going to find the end of our glue dots and finagle with them a little bit. You are going to see the glue dots on the very, very back of the card, because I haven't figured out how to hide those, because we're not really putting anything back there. If you want to put something back there, you're more than welcome to, but not the case, you know? Alrighty, so we got one or two more to go. I'm thinking 1. Alrighty, so what you're gonna do, okay, with this card is, so it's completely perfectly centered, you're just gonna fold it until it goes down, and you're gonna make sure those glue dots attach correctly, okay? And my StazOn not quite dry yet, so about 5-10 minutes, all right? So when you do this, you should have a floating card, which means you can't see anything except for those 4 glue dots. And then you've got that. Kind of a cool concept, right? So that's what I have for you tonight. I hope you like it. Kind of a cool concept. And let's see, is there anything else? I think that's enough, don't you think? 3 releases of Celebration and coordinating products. I think we're doing good. Don't wait until the last second to order. Everything's while supplies last, because it is the last month of Celebration, including the catalog stuff, because they've only pulled out so much inventory. So make sure you get what you need. This is gone already. The organdy ribbon is also already gone, as well as the butterfly elements, and I'm not sure what else, but they have added the 3rd release to kind of compensate for that. So I hope you like it, and without anything else, follow me, stampingwithjohnny.com. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.